is what I'm going to talk about today. So next slide. Okay, they touched on this earlier. By the way, can everyone please give it up for your DECA students? Thanks very much, John. I was in DECA when I was a high school semester. Okay, 2008, there were 6,000 deaths that were attributed to distracted driving, and 500,000 injuries that came from distracted driving. The reason is, and the AT&T video touched on this a little bit, every time you send or receive a text message, your eyes are off the road for an average of 4.6 seconds. I was just quiet right then for 4.6 seconds. Did you see how long that was? Who's willing to travel down the road at 40 miles an hour for that long without looking at where they're going? If you were going 55 miles an hour and you took your eyes off the road for that long, you would go longer than a football field. Someone do the math. It's true. Next slide. Okay, who are the worst texters? I mean, the worst offenders of texting while driving? You guys. Why? First of all, believe it or not, as the most inexperienced drivers on the road, you are also the worst drivers on the road. I know that none of you believe that, but it is true. When you add texting into the mix, it makes you even more dangerous. Next slide. Who in this room sends or receives more than 50 texts a day? Okay, that's what the average teenager does. How about 100 texts? Who does that? How about 200 texts? Okay, so 15% of you send 200 texts in a day. I have not sent 200 texts in my life. Next slide. Okay, I want an honest show of hands now. Who has texted their parents when they're in the house with their parents at the same time? So, what has happened with texting is it has become your primary means of communicating with everyone else and each other. So, you are the most at-risk group, but guess who's second? Parents. Because we, as parents, are now having to learn how to text to communicate with our children. We're worse at texting. We haven't done it all our lives. And now we're having to do it more and more. And as a result of that, your parents are texting while they're driving now, and they are dangerous. Go ahead. Okay, so I'm a personal injury attorney. What's that mean? It means that I represent people who are injured in accidents, primarily auto accidents. When I represent people that have been injured, sometimes catastrophically injured, sometimes I represent the families of people who have been killed, my job is to what's called make them whole. In our legal system, the only way we have to make someone whole is for money to change hands. When you get into a car crash and injure someone, and that car crash is your fault, you are going to have to pay for all of the medical bills, all of the future medical bills, all of the lost wages. You're going to have to pay for all the pain, for the disfigurement, for the loss of enjoyment of life, for the future lost wages that you cause. So, we obviously want for you guys not to text so that none of you are in an auto accident. But guess what? This isn't just about you. Because if you're in an auto accident while texting, the accident's going to be your fault. And you're going to see me in that courtroom where I'm trying to prove to 12 jurors why they should take from you, and since you're mostly minors, your parents, as much money as I can get for my client who's now in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. Kelly Epstein will be confused high schoolers, but I'm trying to save not only your life, I'm trying to save their lives. Because it could be them that you run into when you got your head down because you're texting, guess who broke up with who? Guess who thinks you're cute? Guess what so-and-so said to me? It's not that important. It's certainly not worth risking their lives. Okay, so what am I asking you to do? Next slide. I have made these bracelets. They're Teens Against Distracted Driving bracelets. That's my organization that I started. Every one of you that signs a pledge today will receive one of these bracelets. There's 2 tables set up outside. On your way out, sign the pledge. Name, sign it, and you get a bracelet. And not only that, I will enter you into a drawing out of everyone that signs to win a $25 gift card to Target. Next slide. I also have postcards that we're going to be passing out on your way out. You bring those home to your parents, who we now know are just as dangerous as you are. Get them to sign the postcard and send it back. Out of all those that come back, we'll do a drawing. I will give $25 to the winning parents in a Starbucks gift card and a $50 gift card to the winning student whose parents I choose. February 15th is the deadline. Make sure you pick those up and sign the pledges on your way out. You can go to my website, teensagainstdistracteddriving.com, check that out. If you want to get involved somehow with Teens Against Distracted Driving, feel free to give me a call. The last thing I want to say, because I know we're running a little, we're doing okay? No, wrap up. Everything you've seen here on the screen, it's not real to you because you don't know these people. You're about to hear from a Washington State trooper who's going to show you outside the car of a young girl that died in a Texas while driving accident. Take a look at that car. That is real. That twisted metal is real. Someone lost their life. Thank you.